Today's message is for somebody who has successfully avoided looking at something for quite a while. Maybe this is a relationship with an ex that you don't want to think about, or an escape from an unpleasant situation, maybe a job or your family. And the sense I get is that this avoidance, or keeping them out of your mind, out of your space, and out of your thoughts, has been really healthy for you. But there's now room for you to do some spring cleaning in your mental environment. And this has a lot to do with the emotion of disgust. Disgust is a feeling that we don't usually talk about in the spiritual realm, but it is an incredibly important portal to our access to anger. And anger is an incredibly important portal to our wholeness, our righteousness, and our embodiment. I'm seeing it like a tunnel to your future. And right now the tunnel is blocked by this energy of disgust and a feeling that there's something you don't want to re-experience or feel. Make no mistake, it's been very healthy for you to keep this event out of your mind and out of your space. But Spirit is signaling that it's kind of like a wound that is now sealed over. It's no longer a scab, but that initial impact that caused the wound is still floating around in your system. And because it's not being acknowledged, it's starting to grow. It's creating an exaggerated, skewed sense of unsafety or discomfort. And you might even notice that you're having dreams about this subject, or the thought comes up, maybe you get a feeling in your body and you're steadfast in not going into it. Spirit is encouraging you to sit down just once and to let yourself come face to face with this experience or this event in your mind. You might want to imagine it sitting across from you on a chair, and with complete presence and the intention to clear this thing, allow your body to confront it wholeheartedly. So let your focus drift into your heart space and allow all of those unwanted sensations to arise. Most importantly, disgust. You might want to allow this feeling to creep into your face, or let your hands move in a way that says you want to push this thing away. Feel that energy of disgust all the way to its end and see what comes out on the other side. Because I sense that subconsciously you're beginning to perceive that there is a kind of trauma or danger in the thought of this phenomenon or this thing that you've successfully gotten away from. And it's important for you to clear that so that you can consciously understand where you are right now, which is successfully far away from that experience. It's no longer with you. And so it's only a burden for you to carry it with you. And what's going to happen once you process this experience is you notice that you have space, bandwidth, and power to call in the necessary tools, people, places, and next steps in your journey. Because the material realm wants to show you that you're ready you're ready to move forward. And in fact, you already have moved on, but your mind needs to catch up. And because of the potency of your imagination, even the subconscious things that don't get addressed, they may play a part in creating the reality you're experiencing right now. So the next step after you've moved these feelings through your body is to check in with where you are physically, practically right now, and notice how safe you feel. Notice the rational truths about how far you've come. Notice that you're actually further away from this thing that might be playing on your mind than you are close to it. Enough time has passed now. And see if you can notice how your environment is pressing on you to notice this. It really feels as though you have cycled through this thing multiple times to great success. And you're nearly all the way in the clear. Now what's coming up is a gentle sense of trauma, a fear of re-traumatization in the acknowledgement of your sense of faith or trust in the universe. There's a fear that if you start believing again and letting yourself think positive thoughts rather than just acting practically, you might be susceptible to a disappointing impact. I can sense that you're being really careful not to exaggerate your positive thoughts and not to envision unrealistic rewards or solutions. Spirit's actually saying that that is quite a wise move. There's something about you moving out of the fantastical or mental realms deeper into the body and the material. Like how I said earlier, that your material environment feels to be pressing on you. It wants to show you how practically you are already safe and you have already moved on. And this is what Spirit is showing you to focus on in terms of hopefulness about the future. I sense that in the past, due to the unpleasant or rapid nature of the events that you experienced, these ones related to disgust, you may have been very much dancing in the mental realms and struggled to be in your body. Even if you are a very present and aware person, it feels that there was some sense of panic in these events that occurred that caused you to jump out of your body and to rely on these mental visions of hope, almost fantasy. And now, as you slow down and you arrive again in your body, there's actually something new coming through, and that is the embodied sense of safety and the true reality that things are getting better for you. And for this, you don't need hope. And there's no need to worry that the mind is going to end up back in the chaos that it was in before, because you've gained something irreplaceable, something that cannot be taken away, and that is your embodiment in the flesh. So Spirit is asking you at this time to focus on the physical sensations of knowing and what it feels like to recognize trust in your body via what you currently have going on. Whether it's something small in your environment or the nature of your day-to-day, you're being encouraged to notice how this feels. This is not a time for long-term visioning and planning for the future, but a time to consolidate what is here in front of you in the now what you like about that, and how you can capitalize on that and make the most of your time. It's like building horizontally instead of vertically, because something is happening in the background and it's a replacement of your previous operating system. So take it slow and notice where you can realistically feel trust. Instead of relying on mental frameworks of hope, rely on what is truly realistic and present about the now in your life. And there are certainly some things that can be trusted. Where in the past you felt a great need to escape into imaginings of the future, now you're fertilizing the soil and you are the flower that grows. So there's no need for such fantasies. You simply are the growth. You are the reaching. You are the striving. And you will arrive in those places, but it will come through the body. And you will not have to will it to happen. And this is something that Spirit really wants to highlight. Notice the feeling state that you're in now in your life as opposed to where you were. Notice how much slower things are, how much more physically embodied you are, and calmer the mind is. This is how it was always supposed to feel, and this is how it will continue to blossom in that future that you were always dreaming of. But now it's actually happening. It's building in yourselves and in your experience. And by keeping your focus on that feeling of current day trust, you show the realm exactly what you want, and it can hear those thoughts from the past. It knows what your fantastical visions are. You don't need to keep enforcing them and reminding yourself of what you want. You just need to live. So living with a clear signal requires you to move through this disgust, see it through to its anger, and reclaim this aspect of your power, like a cleansing fire, or like a kiln that solidifies and steadies you. So that's your message for today. Please subscribe, like, comment, and be brave. I'll see you in the next reading.